Hey guys, this is Issues with Toddy One Skip. I am Toddy One Skip. You're not. Guys, I'm drinking my San Pellegrino blood orange seltzer water with a little bit of flavor. Samsonite Sarah, Samsonite Sarah. That's who we're talking about, guys. Please like, subscribe, and share if you like my voice, if you like my singing. If not, please like, subscribe, and share, and I'll stop. Guys, Samsonite Sarah. That case started on Friday. That would be October 18th, 2024. After 4.5 years of delays, of waiting, of pandemics, of shit going on, Samsonite Sarah was offered a deal that would have gotten her out in 4 to 6 years, and Samsonite Sarah said, "No! I do not want the title of MURDER on me. MURDERER on me." And she just wants this to be as a self-defense type case. That is why she took Jorge's life. In the meantime, he was in a suitcase. Where was he getting to her? And she hit him with a baseball bat a few times. Why isn't she getting this? She really could have been out in 6 years tops. But, I mean, she has a kid. She really thinks she's going to see her kid before 6 years in the free world? Go on a trial? When people see the video of what she's done? Because that's going to be seen in the trial. They don't want people seeing it before the trial, but they're going to show it in the trial. They showed the suitcase the first day. They showed blood the first day in the suitcase. They had Sarah Boone's husband, ex-husband, come up. He's a little goofy in my opinion, but he didn't go unaliving anybody. But the story is portrayed by her lawyer that there was a codependent, tumultuous relationship between Jorge Torres and Sarah Boone. They always put hands on each other. He weighed 103 pounds. Like, don't you think it would have been a very fair fight? I'm just asking. He weighed 103 pounds and fit into a suitcase. How big was the guy? He wasn't a big guy, right? Sarah supposedly isn't that big either. The point is, they're both horrible alcoholics. They were both horrible alcoholics. When they drank, it brought out the worst in them, not the best, but they didn't have enough sense to stop drinking. And she left him in a suitcase. She forgot him in the suitcase. So instead of going with that, she's going to go with it was self-defense, like he was going to what? He couldn't get out of the suitcase to get hands on you, Sarah. You're sitting comfortably in a chair, not running for your life, Sarah. I think that your brain has just, it's mush. It is an alcoholic brain because you cannot think clearly. Anybody would have ran with the deal that they gave you. Now you're just going to get it stuck to you. And you're going to be sitting in prison. And all you're going to have at the end of all this was, I fought for what? You fought for what? Guys, let's watch some of this. Let's just watch some of this and poke some fun, apparently. We're going to poke some fun.
Please swear in front of the testimony you give shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Yes. Sir, good afternoon. You could be seated. After seated, if you could please state and spell your name for the record for us.
Brian Boone, Brian Boone.
Okay, he's a little slow on the uptake here. Brian.
Thank you, sir. You may inquire.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Maybe he's a little nervous, guys. Or he's just really friggin' excited because he has no life and this gave him a chance to go and be somewhere and feel important. Or he's just thrilled to death because he knows he's going to have Sarah out of his life and out of his son's life for a decent amount of time. I don't know what he's excited about, but I'm sure we're going to find out. But this was Sarah's first husband, and he goes to talk about the fact that Sarah would call him at night several times when they were divorced, that was basically her only family was her ex-husband, and that's where her son lived half the time, and then he lived half the time with Sarah. He's 14 now, I believe. the son. So he was about 9 at the time. So what the ex-husband says is that he always basically heard from Sarah, and that she had a hell of a drinking problem, and that George had a drinking problem, and they had bought 2 large bottles. It shows that they had 2 large bottles of wine the night that this occurred, because it showed them at Publix buying the wine, and then later you'll see one of the police officers showing how big the wine bottles were. But in the meantime, Brian Boone is talking about him being called to the house to help Sarah after Sarah realized, oh shit, I left Jorge inside of the suitcase and he's all purple and a little stiff. He tells her to call 911 several times, and she still doesn't call 911. She's still kind of inebriated from the night before. It hasn't quite dawned on her what she's done. It's unbelievable, because at one point, her attorney says something to the effect of, Sarah wakes up in the morning and says something like, after she realizes that George is in the suitcase, like, oh my gosh, I'm sort of kind of responsible for this.
Now, you're going to find that Sarah's not perfect. And, you know, she goes, as many of us do when we drink too much, you know, you sleep in. She slept in. 11, 12, 1, somewhere around there. She moseys downstairs looking for George. She thought he was on the computer looking for a job. She looked outside, maybe he's out smoking a cigarette, and she sees the suitcase. She unzips it. She gets him out. He's purple. She tries her best to do some CPR. She freaks out. The only family she's got is her ex-husband, really. She relies on him. As the prosecutor said, a lot of times she'll flee to her ex-husband's house, where her son is at, Lucas. It's the only thing she knows to do. She was kind of a sheltered daughter when she was younger. She's smart, but she's not worldly. She calls Brian. What do I do? He said, I'm coming over. Please come over. He's about 5 minutes away. And she calls him again within a couple of minutes. Yeah, I'm on the way. He gets there. He walks in the foyer and sees his legs. He said, call 911. She calls 911 within a minute, 2. Detective Rodriguez arrives. You know, they got the body cam now, so it's recorded. So you're going to hear Sarah talking. But Sarah's freaking out. Sarah's thinking, and I'm somehow responsible.
Sort of, kind of, like, I don't understand. I don't think she has a memory of what happened that night. But then when she sees the video and she sees clearly what happened that night, how does she not think that she's responsible for that? It's just unbelievable, all of it. Guys, we're going to stay on this case. I thank you so much for allowing me to be part of your day. As always, guys, please like, subscribe, and share. I do a lot of content, and the algorithm wants to pigeonhole me. Please, free me. Do not let them pigeonhole me. Please like, subscribe, and share. That's a big help in this. Guys, I thank you so much. Our Facebook page is alive. We're doing stuff on TikTok. Thank you so much, guys. You can hit me up at toddy1skip@gmail.com. Just be patient with me. I'm a little behind on emails. Guys, be better today than you were yesterday. Not half as good as you'll be tomorrow. I thank you so much, guys. You're changing my life. Thank you so much. Bye.